The bill ultimately yields no real change in the annual deficit. The annual deficit could climb to $2.5 trillion being added to the federal debt load every single year. And at the end of the day, Congress needs to take action.
Now, because although I'm not a journalist, I would say I'm a fair-minded human being, I'd like to play devil's advocate for a moment. Because over on the All In podcast, we play a lot of clips from these guys. And actually, I was just on Jason Kalakanakis' podcast. Is that up already? It's up already. Yeah, it is up already. And David Sachs is over there, although at the moment he's doing more for the administration. But one of the co-hosts of the show is David Friedberg. And here he is taking a bit of an oppositional position as to what I just laid out there on this big, beautiful bill.
God, if you're an American, you should feel shame that your elected officials are proposing that this is the bill that gets passed, that we vaporize this much money, that we put ourselves this much further in debt, that we do not treat the situation as the fiscal emergency that it is. The bill ultimately yields no real change in the annual deficit. The annual deficit could climb to $2.5 trillion being added to the federal debt load every single year. And at the end of the day, Congress needs to take action. And this bill from Congress doesn't take much action. I will tell you that if you look across the board, all of these programs are still being proposed to be run at a cost that is well in excess of their pre-COVID levels. And so I would set two guiding principles. If I was to be the benevolent dictator of the United States of America, my guiding principle number one would be that any program that we intend to continue to persist have its budget level cut to pre-COVID, to 2019 levels. Second would be, and if we did that, by the way, we would be in a much better fiscal situation. The second would be that we add no new programs in the moment. There's a whole bunch of new shit thrown into this bill, as well as increasing the cost and a few cuts here and there.
Okay, so that's the counterposition. The counterposition that is ultimately that there isn't enough cut here and that this is going to be a spending bill and that it's going to add to the debt and everything else. We will see. My general inclination, what about, it's the same thing that I would say as it pertains to the Middle East stuff and the Russia stuff, which is that Trump, I think, deserves a little leeway and a little grace here. They're trying to do so much that's my general position. And if you put a bill in front of me that generally is going to get more small businesses out there in the economy and it's going to cut more taxes for more people and the tipping thing and all that, I think that's all great. That is not to say that at the end of the day, there isn't going to be some bad stuff in there too, but I would say it's the same thing as the tariff thing, which is we will see where it lands.